Okay, what we're going to want to do is to drill a hole right in the center of that. Eventually we want the hole to be the same size as the end of this peg, and we want it to be deep enough for this peg to go in all the way up to where that little notch thing is right there. So I'm going to start with a small drill bit. I set it up, brought it up here and set it up with the drill press, because you can imagine if I was down there in the garage trying to do this and hold the banjo all at the same time, that would not lead toward what you would think might give us a nice, clean, straightly drilled, fresh hole. So eventually I'll probably take this drill press down and put it in the banjo shop so that I can bring a big heavy drill press up here for metal work, but this would be a good one to use down there. Okay, here's what we have for a hole now. So you can see that the piece of maple I put in there is a bit smaller than the old hole, which is just what we want. And this peg actually goes in there. I'm glad I didn't use a bigger drill bit, because I was looking to find the smallest, the closest one. See, that goes right up to that point. So I should be able to take my reamer and just ream that a little bit and have that fit in there just right. So I'm going to move away from the drill, take this back down yonder, and we're going to see if we can set that peg and then string this thing. My banjo screwed up. Look at there. Joke. That's a joke. Okay, down to the banjo shop. So now I'm going to fit this one more time. Now I'm going to take my reamer, just give this a little bit. That hole might need to be a little bit deeper. Yeah, it is. It needs to go a little bit more. The thing is, I don't want to go too much. So, but I do need to go a little more than that. It's easier to go a little more than it is to go a little less. Yeah, I made that hole a little deeper. I actually brought this wooden peg to kind of test it with. And before it would go into about right there, and now it kind of pushes into a further point. That much. So that should be plenty. So I'm going to go back down to the banjo barn. Something interesting just happened with my hand. I don't know what. I had that cortisone shot the other day. And now when I try to open it, it really hurts right on the back of that, just below that knuckle on my side of it there. I'm not happy about that. I'm not wanting my hand to get worse. I'm wanting it to get better. It felt better, but now it's not. Now it's feeling worse. Dang. I would like to get past this. I was enjoying thinking I was past it there for a little bit. Okay, we'll go through the tuning ritual again. That is not a bad sound there. Now I might can lower that bridge a little, but before I do, let's just Let's just play with it a little bit. When you have a banjo and you tune it up, and I've said this before, but y'all ain't seen all my videos. So if you count down from the nut to the 12th fret, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The 4th fret is right below this fancy little piece of bone work here. And now this doesn't apply if you're playing a fretless banjo, but if you're playing a banjo with frets, it does. So if you pull a harmonic, which means you just touch that string and hit it, then that should sound the same as when you fret that string. I think I'm going to go ahead and cut this string here. I might just try and feed it back through the back side there so that it hopefully won't be sticking up at me. Maybe I can just do that instead for now. This is tuned a little low, I can tell, but I don't mind it. It actually, I kind of like a deep bass kind of sound. This is a very simple banjo. This is a Supertone. Sears and Montgomery Ward sold them. They were probably made by other manufacturers in the Boston area, like I don't know, Lyon & Healy, Vega, Washburn, something like that. What's the other one? S.S. Stewart. This could possibly stand to have the head adjusted too. Having said that, it's a skin head. So anytime you're adjusting a skin head, you want to be pretty careful. And I don't go much. I go like a 1/16 of a turn all the way around. And if I'm not mistaken, there's going to be one bolt on here that's bigger. And I'll have to grab a different socket for it. And I can see which one it is. It's this one right here. I can probably find a bolt, a nut that will fit that, you know, a smaller nut that will fit this, have that with the same head size. But for today, I'll just keep doing these ones. Now this is not brass hardware on this one, which I wouldn't expect it to be. The Supertones were not. And see this nut here, this one here is it's almost tapped out. But these Supertones were not super high quality, so that's why you don't have brass bolts and things on them. It was 10 years ago, on a cold dark night, someone was killed beneath the town. Oh, There were few at the scene, but they all agreed the slayer who ran looked a lot like me. She walks these hills in a long black veil. She visits my grave when the night winds wail. Nobody knows, nobody sees. All who know is me. The sky was low and eternity near. She stood in the crowd and shed not a tear. Long cold nights when the wind is out, she with a da-da-da-da, she cries over my grave. Oh. Anyway. That's a pretty good song for Halloween coming up, ain't it? She walks these hills in a long black veil. Somebody told me I shouldn't sing the other day on YouTube. You ain't the first one that's ever told me that. She visits my grave when the night winds wail. Nobody knows, nobody sees. All who knows is me. Well, the judge said, son, what is your alibi? If you were somewhere else, well, you won't have to die. But I sat and I said not a word, 'cause I had been in the arms of my best friend's wife. That goes, I said not a word, though it meant my life, 'cause I'd been in the arms of my best friend's wife. That's the kind of world we used to live in, you know. Somebody would go to the grave rather than admit to doing their neighbor wrong. She walks these hills in a long black veil. She visits my grave when the night winds wail. Nobody knows, nobody sees. All who knows is me. Well, the sky was low and eternity near, and she stood in the crowd and shed not a tear. But some of these nights, when the cold winds blow, that's not right. Sometimes it. Sometimes at night, when the cold winds rage, in a long black veil, she cries over my grave. She walks these hills in a long black veil. She visits my grave when the night winds wail. This pot is a little bent right along in here, probably from being pulled down. Not a super high quality. But we knew that already, didn't we? I need to decide whether I need to do anything about this hand or not. Maybe if I can get that open, I can work that out of there. I'm thinking I might call the doctor, but you know, it's a long way down there, and who knows when they could get me in. Maybe if I can kind of massage it out. Because if it's bad, it'll get worse, and if it ain't, you know, it's right opposite of where he put the shot in. He put the shot right there, and it hurts right back here. So I don't know if it has anything to do with it or not. So I'm enjoying this banjo work. I've got banjos down here that need work, and it's kind of nice to get a chance to be down here doing a little bit of it. I think I'll take this into the house. I'll probably trim these strings off. In fact, I might have something I can trim them off with here. I can do it with that. Oh no, I could use this little knife thing. It's just nylon strings. So yeah, I can do this here. Some people roll their strings up. I have, but I don't necessarily do that. Sometimes I'll cut them and bend them back down, or run them back through the hole. Especially if they're wires, because you can stick yourself with a wire like a needle. You know, they can be kind of sharp, like poking your eye out with a piece of wire, Josh. Been a while since that happened. Nobody knows, nobody sees. Oh, who knows is me. All right. My sunshine, my only sunshine, you make me happy when skies are gray, blue, gray, gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Alright. Thank you for watching. I appreciate y'all. I hope the good Lord being good to you. And if he's not, just, you know, ask him, what is it? What's wrong, Lord? What do you need me to do? What would you like me to do, God? You know, there's a verse in the Bible about a lot of people who God told them to do something and they wouldn't do it, but after a while they did it anyway. And didn't necessarily mean that the outcomes were going to be perfect for them, but they never regretted it. And we would have never read about them in the Bible. They wouldn't be famous to us today if they hadn't said, okay, God. So just think about that. Have a nice day.